Hello and welcome to Talking Sharks, coming to you this week from the home of the Worcester Warriors. So in many ways, deja vu then for the Sharks, who did actually make it inside the stadium this time for the warm-up. A bonus point victory here last year was described as a job well done. 4 tries this time, surely even sweeter, particularly for one man.
Really pleased with the outcome and most of the performance as well. I think for an hour of the game we were well in control. The danger is, again, in a game like that, is we go in half-time, only 16-10, and I think it felt like we were 25-0 up. We made some mistakes. We made some mistakes defensively, but the way we responded was excellent. The set piece was outstanding, 100% line-out, which isn't great news for me because whenever we have 100% line-out, I have to pay a keg of beer. Yeah, not for tonight, but for whenever we get the opportunity for the forwards. So that's the deal I did 5 years ago. We haven't done too many 100% line-outs, but no, it's a great that we've got good line-out, good scrum, which is dangerous against Worcester. You know, they cause you problems in that area. And we've played the way we wanted to play. There's parts of the game what we practiced really well, you know, moving the ball away from contact, getting around them, and our kicking game, the ping pong was fabulous. We sort of totally dominated in that area. When you look at the game, Sale definitely deserved to win that game, and it'll be a difficult day for me when I got to buy Kingsley a beer now after the game and reward him on a fine effort with his team. I thought they deserved the game, deserved the win really, and took their chances very well. You know, from our point of view, we probably feeling we gifted 2 of the tries to them with an intercept and a kick-off that really was away from our patterns of play. But against a side like Sale, when you do those things, they're going to capitalise on it and hurt you. And they fully deserve their victory today.
First half, we knew it was going to be tough and it was going to be difficult. You don't come to Worcester and get easy points. They used to scrap it out, and at half time there wasn't much in it. We came out, and after 5 minutes of the second half it was only 16-13, I think it was, and we dug deep, and fair play to the boys. We came out, got a few tries and got the extra bonus point.
You know Kingsley so well. It's just such a strange start for him really. Worcester, Gloucester, 2 of his old teams, his good friend against you of course. Yeah. You must be happy for him.
I am pleased. Obviously I'm disappointed for me and for my team, but we recognise we were second best today. No complaints. I think losing Chris Latham was probably a big blow to us early on. He scored a great try. Our tails were up, we were looking good, and then we missed Chris's kicking game after that. I thought Sale dominated the kicking game, and that really led to the territory they needed to put the pressure on us, and they certainly did that, and they got the tries as well.
Luke McAllister, there's a lot of Sale fans worrying. He's back in New Zealand. Any news on that? Can you tell us anything at all?
Yeah, I saw something the other day in the Rugby Times that, I wasn't sure what he was doing. Really, he wrote that because I was in the middle of a meeting and he started asking me questions about everything, and the first quote was, "Can I just have a quick word about Worcester?" And then he asked about this, then he asked about Luke McAllister. Listen, Luke McAllister, the situation is ongoing and it's really positive, and I'm really optimistic and hopeful about it. That's all I can say. I've spoken with his father. We don't want to go. What you got to realise is anything we say over here is massive news in New Zealand regarding Luke McAllister.
They're paying me for this.
Yeah, well, it's true. The smallest thing they'll pick up on our website, and there'll be headlines in New Zealand. And we're happy. Luke's happy. We're ongoing, and we're going to hopefully get a conclusion in the next fortnight.
You're not calling Talking Sharks the smallest thing, are you?
No. I'm picking up that when Talking Sharks go out in front of 50 million, that somebody will, see it in the UK, and then they'll put it on the what do you call it? YouTube. What's that thing you go on all the time, I bet?
Oh, that's illegal, that's stuff.
Bebop. What's it called? Facebook. Well, you teenagers go on. It'll be on Facebook or the Sale Forum. You'll be on there. You're very popular on the Sale Forum. I've heard. I don't read it, but I've had words on grapevine that you're the most popular figure on there.
So while the Sharks were down the M6, the Stars of Tomorrow were plying their trade at Edgeley Park. The England Saxons knocked up an impressive 66 points and nilled Portugal, with plenty knocking on the door of Mr. Martin Johnson.
It was a very difficult night for us because the England Saxons played very well, and our team at this stage is not with a good organisation in terms of defence and attack, but was a very good game training to our Six Nations B games next week against Russia and other games against Georgia, Romania, etc.
It's good to see our shape got us into their 22 and their half a lot. It's just a little bit disappointing. Our accuracy let us down at times, and perhaps we could have scored a few more points.
We're very pleased with our performance. It's always difficult coming together in such a short period of time. I think we only had maybe 3 or 4 sessions together. That's always the difficult thing, but no, we gelled really well together, and there's some young players that really shone today, and that's the pleasing thing.
In terms of you guys, you've got 4 games, 3 important months. You play Russia. Steve Diamond's team, he's a legend here at Sale.
No problem. It's the game against Russia is in Portugal, and it's a different game with different goals and objectives. It's not important. Today was a good test for us, and next Saturday we have an important game, and probably we will win.
My favourite part of the show by a country mile, Grubber challenge time this week for Sale FC. If any of them say it was a little bit windy when we filmed this, they're not wrong.
Dominic Fratinelli, tight head captain.
Jody Bright, centre. Matt Keller, AKS Butters, winger. John Blanchard, looser.
Graham Thomas, second row.
Second row.
Michael Rakes, fly off.
John Avis, Brill and shooter.
JP Attley, number 8.
Tom Holloway, scrum half. William John Patrick Graham, flanker.
What can you say about that? Maybe they misheard and thought it was the Shrubber challenge. Lots more to come in the second half, including an accuracy test with the Sharks hooker Marc Jones. Back in a bit. How much is the Six Nations Championship trophy insured for? Is it A, £55,000, B, £155,000, or C, £255,000? Before the break, we asked you how much is the Six Nations Championship trophy insured for. The answer was A, £55,000. Welcome back to the show. This week's guest went from peeling potatoes for his dad's fish and chip shop to peeling the mud off his boots at Edgeley Park. With 14 appearances this season, Marc Jones is proving to be another success story for the club. And with accuracy such an important part of his game, I put it to the test. Aha, Steve.
Hello, gents.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Marc Jones, you know him?
Watched him several times, yes.
So you've got a Sale Sharks dedicated fan here to teach you a bit of archery.
Should be good, yeah.
You don't look as big. Okay, guys, welcome to Bowen and Bruntwood Archery Club. This club's been here since 1952. One of our archers, Charlotte Burgess, went to the Olympics last year. Just missed out on a medal, but we're very, very good at bringing people through, training people. So let's see if we can get you guys actually hitting the target, all right?
What if his line-outs are a bit to the left and right? Is that going to affect him?
Well, maybe this will cure it for him.
Hopefully give me something
Maybe
to work on, yeah.
The first thing we're going to do, we're going to give you what we call a bracer, all right? So you just slide your hand through that, and then the other one, we're going to give you these, which are called finger tabs. Right, I've got a couple of bows set up for you guys. These are the arrows we're going to use, all right? These are aluminium. These are the bows you're going to be using today.
It's the ones that I use back at home to train before I...
Ah, well, that's okay. That's okay. So we expect them all to go in centre then?
Yeah.
3 fingers on the string like I showed you. Bring this arm up just level with your shoulder. And all you've got to do is relax your fingers.
That's pretty straight.
Yeah. That's it. Relax your fingers.
Oh,
All right.
straight as an arrow.
Beginners, like I've said, I've done it a lot before, but I'll just sort of play it down at the start so that you think that you've got a chance of beating
you
it.
do that, mate.
There you go. Getting worried now.
And relax your fingers.
Not too bad. A little handshake. Ladies can go first.
Look into my eyes, you will see.
Competition time. Best of 6.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you can go first. Let the best man win. I've done quite a bit of archery in the past, so I hope you've got your A game today.
That's 5. That's it.
Oh.
9.
Oh. Strikes a goal.
Into
Jones
9.
takes the lead. Ooh, no score.
Because it's a 1. It's another 9.
Is he more central than me?
Get the excuses out now.
You do the math.
I can see a 10 coming next. It's getting closer.
6.
Oh, that's more like it.
2.
2.
So this one can bring you back in the game. You just focus and hit the goal.
4.
I like the look of that one.
From here it looks like a 4.
You need 2 good ones to finish.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Do you want to shake my hand now?
No.
Eyes closed for the last 2? Or?
8.
To put an English flag up on at the end for me to try and shoot. Ooh.
It's an 8.
A big 10 to finish for me, I think.
A 5.
He's thrashed me, isn't he?
He's well and truly thrashed you, yeah.
Well done, mate.
It's always good. Victory's always sweet, especially against Englishmen.
He's proved that the Welshman, back in the Middle Ages, the blood is still there.
History's on your side.
History's on his side.
Let's just hope I can take the archery shooting into my line-out throwing.
There you go.
Lift the trophy, please, for us, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Tell us about Treorchy as a kid. It sounds like a chocolate bar, but that's where you grew up.
Sounds like a chocolate bar. Yeah, grew up in a place called Treorchy, which was in the Rhondda Valleys. Sort of played there from the age of 5 for Treorchy mini rugby. Come up then through the age groups there. From there you go on then and you start playing for the Rhondda schools. And then sort of just moved on from there then. Obviously start in Wales in the 16s and then going up through the age groups.
So in between your school holidays and and playing for Treorchy, you were peeling potatoes. Your dad's got a fish and chip shop.
Yeah, my dad got a fish and chip shop back home called Fish Called Rhondda. So
Fish Called Rhondda.
Yes.
An award-winning name. It won an award.
Yeah. So it won awards for like best name. It's named after the film A Fish Called Wanda.
I got that bit.
But I usually explain it because I haven't seen the film, but most people do. But yeah, so during the summer holidays I'd go there and I'd sort of peel potatoes for my dad. Probably give me £5 a week or something. Yeah. And a new pair of rugby boots.
How old were you at this stage?
Well, it started off maybe when I was 13, every summer holidays, every sort of Whitsun holidays, then I'd sort of do it up until I come up to Manchester then and started life up with Manchester. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to move, because I didn't fancy peeling potatoes for the rest of my life.
So how did the Cardiff Blues, because you were at the Cardiff Blues Academy, weren't you, as a kid?
Yeah, the way that the Blues work is they do have sort of regional teams from the age of, I think it's under 16s up. So I was always in the Blues regional sort of academy setup, and I was playing there against, you know, your Ospreys and Scarlets and Dragons and things. But I fancied new challenges, and I wanted to do physiotherapy. I didn't get accepted into any universities in Wales, so Salford University I was accepted to, so I just moved up. At that point I wanted to try and sort out something maybe after rugby and things, so that was my main goal and objective. I came up to Salford, and I stayed there for 1 year in university while sort of playing for the Jets and
You dropped out of university, man.
Yeah, so dropped out of university from Salford. They sort of called me in and gave me the option whether to sort of take up the rugby field or stay in university and do that. It was because I had to have a month off to go to the Rugby World Cup in Dubai. That was in the 19s.
Yeah.
So they said either you go there or you pack in the uni course. And as a valley boy and things, and rugby's in your roots, I decided to sort of take up the rugby sort of pathway. And
So you weren't actually playing rugby for Salford Uni. How did that call come about? I think it was James Wade. He's involved everywhere with the younger guys, isn't he? How did he come to call you?
Well, before I sort of come up to Manchester, I was playing for Wales under 18s or 19s, I think, with Rhys Jones, Kingsley's son. I was in the same age group as him, and sort of I had a word with Rhys Jones, said that I was coming up to that area, Salford, and still wanted to play a decent level of rugby. And just had a phone call one day off James Wade to go and go training, and he'll have a look at me and things. So I went there and sort of done a season, just travelling back and forth university. And then towards the end of that season, then I managed to get a game against Northampton down there. The season that we won the Premiership, and things moved on from there. Then I signed my contract pretty much straight after that game, and I've been here ever since.
It must have been incredible, though. Northampton was at Franklin's Gardens. It was the penultimate game, wasn't it, before they won the Premiership? And then you go there and you're up against Steve Thompson, the England hooker.
Yeah, that day I sort of always remember that day. Running onto the pitch, it was a blood injury at the start. I think Andrew Titterell went down, so I was on in the first half of 10 minutes. And at this moment, that was probably my most proud moment to date. My parents come up for the day and things. They were in the stand, could hear them shouting even with all them people. I went on at half time, then Andrew Titterell couldn't make it for the rest of the game, so I went on, and that secured our top place in the Premiership. And obviously then
all down to you?
Not down to me, no. Not at all, far from it. I think when they put me on, Northampton started to come back, in fact. But but yeah, the boys then I think went through to the semi-finals and the finals, and obviously on to win. But I wasn't part of that. Few people come back from injury, Neil Briggs and Sebastian Bruno and things. But that day I'll always remember. Yeah.
Did Mum and Dad come and watch quite a bit?
Yeah, my parents are always up watching the games. Probably better suits them the away games, you know, the Bristol and the Gloucester, Worcester games and things. They were out in Munster. I think a few of the Sharks fans might have got in contact with them out in Munster, and I think my dad might have been singing on the karaoke out then. A few of the Sale fans refer to him as Tom Jones now. But
I'm sure he says that didn't happen. But
no, he's quite open about things,
my
dad, yeah. But
brilliant.
He's not a very good singer, but he likes to think he is.
Sedgley Park and Waterloo, you spent 2 small periods there. What your memories are there? Because at Sedgley Park you were there with Leckie, you were there with Martin Houseall.
Yeah, well, I was at Sedgley Park. I think it was back 2 seasons ago now, with Tim Furry as coach and things. And that season we managed to stay up and things. We had a quite successful season. We had some close results. I can remember going to Leeds, sort of just losing there, but, picking up a bonus point and things. But the lads at Sedgley Park were great. Sort of first club environment, as you like to say, up north.
This season you've made 14 appearances, 4 substitute appearances.
Yeah.
You know, come on as replacement 4 times. That's pretty well going for someone at 21 years old. Yeah,
well, back last season when I sort of contract negotiation times, I was sort of looking at other options and things, and one thing that I thought was, you know, go somewhere else, play more rugby and things, because I thought I wouldn't have had a chance here with Sebastian Bruno and Neil Briggs being here, and Scott Lawson at the start of the season. Luckily enough, Scott Lawson then, well, luckily enough for myself, he went down to Gloucester, so then there was only 2 hawkers then in front of me, sort of thing. Bruno had an injury, so that opened the door for me then. And played a few games. We had Neil Briggs playing then at 7 as well, so they've both been playing me and Briggsy. It's been working quite well, and sort of kept my spot there for a few games, and had quite a good run of games. But now Sebastian Bruno's coming back, and
But he's off at the end of the year?
Yeah, he's leaving at the end of the year.
Only good for you?
Going to Toulon, yeah, it's good for me, but obviously it depends who they bring in. I haven't heard anything yet, but yeah, I've really enjoyed my time this year. Sort of better than what I thought at the start of the season, and things are looking up now at the moment.
Did you ever imagine, though, thinking back to Treorchy, and I mean, you're only so young at the moment, 21 years old, but did you ever think you'd be in this position, potentially starting games for a Premiership side, and a Premiership side looking to win the Premiership?
Well, as a kid, it's always sort of something you aim for, isn't it? You always sort of aspire to make it at the top flight and things. As a kid, you wear your red Welsh jersey and you're out on the pitch running around pretending to be, I don't know, Scott Gibbs or whoever it is.
Was he your idol as a kid?
As a kid, yeah, it was always sort of Scott Gibbs. I can remember the try that he scored on Wembley there to beat England and things. It's always been a dream. Whether I believed it could happen was another thing, but I've always sort of dreamt about running onto a packed sort of pitch in front of thousands of viewers on the TV as well and things, and making a name for yourself.
What about superstitions? You've got some bizarre ones. The research that I did says you like to shake your legs before a game. You're going to have to explain yourself there.
That was when I first came to Sale, John Everton, who does the sort of internet and the player profiles and things. I didn't really have a superstition at the time, but I thought I might as well write one down for a good crack. And so I wrote shake my legs before kick-off, and ever since I wrote that down, I've always seemed to, before the ball is kicked in the air, I'll always give my legs a little shake. But
so you made yourself a superstition?
Yeah, just because there was asked if I had any superstitions. And from there, then I've added other ones. That wear little beads to the game. There's black and white for the zebras of Treorchy. So
very feminine.
Yeah,
tell us about the beads. They're your Treorchy colours.
Yeah, well, Treorchy zebras. They play in black and white.
Right.
And I can remember being on holidays, spotted black and white striped beads that resembled zebras. So I picked them up, and I've worn them ever since to every game. But they're starting to fade now, and they're looking a bit brown and white. So I might have to get a nail varnish on them and try and perk them up a little bit.
Well, that's it for another week here on Talking Sharks from Six Ways. A fantastic win and a pleasant journey back up the M6 for Kingsley Jones and co. Join us at the same time next week. See you then.
We often say that the most difficult title or championship to win is the second one, and I think if we win the Guinness Premiership for a second time, it will really establish our credentials as one of the top clubs in England and in Europe. From a business point of view, clearly it will help. It will encourage ticket sales. Hopefully bring in new sponsors and business partners, and just generally, attract people to the club because of the success we achieve.